Now, what I'm going to do today is, right now I'm going to introduce you to a very, very important person, and that is General Manager. Let's see what he says about this gorgeous hotel. Yeah? Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, how are you?
This is the General Manager of the Taj, and his name is Manoj Matthew, and he's the most important person, I should say. And
I stand to correct you. The most important person is the guest who comes to my hotel.
wow, the guest is the important person. That shows how hospitable you are. Really, I should give a A1 for him. Now, what is the most spectacular thing of this hotel?
I guess this is the largest Taj, the biggest Taj that we have in Kerala, and I think it's one of the best business hotels that you can find in this part of the country. We make sure that this hotel is not only the fact that it's centrally located, also the fact that we've used contemporary design with an Indian accent. So it's a hotel which values the modern age, but still it holds on to the Indian values and traditions.
Okay, now, so can you tell me like who designed the hotel and who the architect is?
The hotel is designed by architect, interior designer from Singapore.
From Singapore, okay.
They are one of the leading. They are also a designer from the leading hotels of the world.
Oh, because he did quite a good job in it. And I noticed the first thing which gained my attention is the panel out there. And what is it called?
That's a textured sandwich glass.
Okay, it's a textured sandwich glass. Okay, and why is it called sandwich?
This is designed by our architect, and this is made in Singapore and flown all the way to our hotel.
Okay, so panel-wise?
Panel-wise.
Oh, so it is flown all the way from Singapore. Each panel was flown all the way to from Singapore and actually assembled out here. That is really beautiful, and it's gorgeous actually. It actually catches your attention as soon as you enter the hotel. And what else is the...
If you look at this whole lobby, everything is so convenient. You have the restaurants on one side and you have the banquet hall on the other side. So a guest who comes to the room does not get disturbed if there's a function going on in the hotel.
Okay, so how many restaurants do you boast of?
At the moment, we have the all-day dining, which is called the Fifth Element.
Okay, the Fifth Element.
Then we have the deli.
The deli.
The deli, the only deli in Kerala.
Wow, the only deli in Kerala.
The first and the best.
The first and the best. Let's see. And then?
And then we are shortly going to open the bar, which is one of its kind.
Okay.
And we will be opening the Chinese restaurant next year.
The Chinese. Yeah. So all you Chinese food lovers, get a hold of that, okay? It's going to open
next year, early
next year. Okay, so next year is about like, you know, 1 month away, one month away, that's it. It's December now. And what else can you say about this gorgeous, I mean, I just adore the ambience of the hotel. I mean, you feel so comfortable and so, I mean, you radiate. It actually makes your skin glow.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's something very special right in the heart of the city.
Yes, that's another thing. The location, it's right in the heart of the city, and?
I think one of the most important things for a businessman is communication and traveling time and the comforts.
Yeah.
This hotel
meets all that.
Meets all the requirements for international traveler as well as Indians who want to do business in the city.
I'm going to show you how to make a pineapple upside down gingerbread cake. Now, gingerbread actually takes me back to my school days, and I was educated in a British Dutch school, and the Dutch, we had to share our traditions with the Dutch, and the Dutch people had their Christmas a little bit earlier on than our Christmas. And they had, instead of Santa Claus, they had Sinterklaas, and his helpers were called Black Peters. Now, Santa Claus or Sinterklaas and his Black Peters used to give us a whole lot of gingerbread cookies, gingerbread bars, gingerbread cakes, all sorts of things with gingerbread, because I think the most important ideal dish or ideal snack, a cake or whatever, in Holland is the gingerbread, and it just cannot, Christmas cannot be, it just does not happen without any gingerbread there. And also the Dutch way of celebrating Christmas, which is very different but very warm. That is exactly what I'm going to show you today, and I hope you'll enjoy it. Here, what I'm going to do is first, I'm going to make the pineapple base. Now, I have arranged out here, I don't need to grease the bottom of the cake. What I have here is I have some tinned pineapples. That's the best bet, because if you use fresh pineapple, firstly, a whole lot of work, and you'll have to stew it, because otherwise if you don't stew it, it's going to taste bitter. Now after that you have to cut it in shapes. What a bother, you don't have to care about that. Go to the market and buy some tinned pineapples, arrange it like so, okay? And then what we do is, don't grease it or anything, because we're going to make a very treacly, syrupy, buttery sort of syrup which goes on top of the pineapple. Now this will be upturned, and the pineapples will be actually on the top layer of the cake, or the top part of the cake. Now I'm just going to on my cooker, and in here I've got around 50 grams of unsalted butter and around half a cup of brown sugar. So our brown sugar and butter is like melting into a treacle sort of, a sauce sort of thing, and it's really, really smelling nice, very Christmassy. Now I think this is about enough. I'm going to just pour this treacle into the arranged pineapple. Okay, so because it's got butter in it, you don't have to grease it, because it's on the bottom of the cake pan anyway. Okay. Now to flavor, now we've got the dry ingredients and we've got wet ingredients, and now I'm going to first do one thing first and keep it aside so that the flavor of it infuses. I'm going to make some ginger milk, and for that I need around 3/4 cups of warm milk, okay, and I'm going to grate some fresh ginger in it, so that I'm going to keep some time for that. I'm going to keep it aside so that the milk gets flavored with the ginger. Okay, so here I've got one piece of ginger, and I'm going to grate it. Fresh piece of ginger. Now gingerbread recipes, normally people say that they can use ginger powder. I personally do not like ginger powder, because I find the taste, or it doesn't give you that special gingery effect. So for the real taste of ginger, you need fresh ginger. Okay, so grate that in. That will do. Let's keep this aside. And we're going to pour some warm milk, around 3/4 cup of warm milk, a little more, and we shall keep this aside so that the milk gets infused with the ginger. I need 100 grams of unsalted butter, and it should be very soft, nearly melting, because we need that dense texture for the rich gingerbread cake. So 100 grams of butter. I'm going to put around half cup of brown sugar, in that goes, and around 3/4 cup of honey, golden honey. There. I'm going to actually use a fresh vanilla pod. Now, in this basic recipe, I'm going to use everything fresh ginger and fresh vanilla. Okay, now this, I don't know whether you've seen this, but this is a vanilla pod, and I'm going to take out the vanilla extract from this. I'll show you exactly how it's done. I don't have an, yeah. What I do is I go down the middle. Can my camera see it? I go down the middle and you can see the black seeds in it. And with a knife, we slowly scrape it down so that we get the vanilla extract and let it fall into the butter and brown sugar. It's a bit of a hard job, but then it's worth it. It's better than actually putting the artificial vanilla extract. This is really smells really nice of vanilla, real vanilla. So we've got all these things in the bowl, and all we need to do is just butter it all up, cream it up. Now this is a very dense, moist cake, so you don't need to fluff up the mixture. You know, you just have to blend everything together. With this, in goes 2 eggs at room temperature. 2 eggs. Go. Beat again. Now we add our dry ingredients and our ginger milk alternatively, okay? I'll tell you what the dry ingredients are. They're sieved all together. 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, ground cinnamon, half a teaspoon of ground cloves, a pinch of nutmeg and some salt, all sieved together. Okay, these are the dry ingredients. We put half our dry ingredients, half, and a little bit of our ginger milk. Again, the other half, and the rest of the ginger milk. Okay, so our batter is done. Now, like I told you, this particular gingerbread cake is a very dense, moist, dark, rich cake. It's not a light, airy cake, so you don't have to whip up air or anything. All you do is mix the wet ingredients with the dry ingredients and then infuse it with the ginger milk. That's it. And then what we do is we have to pour the prepared batter into the prepared pineapple slices, and that's the end of that. There. I'll just help this along. Just level it off, and we're going to keep it in a preheated oven. It's preheated for around 200 degrees. When you actually put the cake in the oven, switch it down or turn it down to 180 degrees centigrade. Keep it in a hot oven. And then, now the cake is in the oven. What we have to do is take it out, and then we have to decorate it with some cherries in the middle and some sprinkles on the sides. And this is going to be a real good cake, excellent for Christmas, very festive. You're really going to enjoy it and hope you really liked it. a lovely aroma of the gingerbread cake is coming out, and it's absolutely filling the air out here. Everyone is in a very festive mood, and I'm just going to see whether my cake is done. Let's see, yes. There. You can see by the cracks that our cake is done. Okay. Now, we'll have to let it cool a bit. I don't have the time to do that. So I'm going to help it along the way. I'm going to, with a knife, I'm just going to go round the edge. Yeah. Like that. And then I'm going to invert it. Remember, it's a pineapple upside down cake. So the one we put on the bottom is going to come up as soon as we invert the cake. Okay, so we'll put I've got a cake board, and I'm going to put it down on the top of the cake pan, and then I'm going to invert it, okay? Yep. Our cake is inverted. You can see the pineapple slices on top, caramelized with our brown sugar. And now I'm going to decorate it with some cherries. Okay. So we're going to put this in the middle of each pineapple slice. Now remember, this is baked and caramelized. That's why it's turned a brown tinge. Okay. And then with some butter, unsalted butter, I'm going to just spread a little bit on the sides of the cake, because I am going to spread it with some, or top it off with some pineapple sprinkles. Okay, these are pineapple sprinkles. Now because it's a pineapple upside down cake, gingerbread cake, I've decided to coat the sides of it with pineapple sprinkles. And I'm just going to, with a brush, lightly sides of the cake. Okay, there you go. And now what I do is, with the sprinkles, pineapple sprinkles, I'm going to coat the sides. Okay, so now, oops, I just take it out so I can see it better. And I'm just going to coat the sides. Okay, go around the pineapple sprinkles all around the cake. Okay, it really looks pretty, very, very pretty, and the taste is incredible. Make sure you've got lots of butter on, otherwise it just won't stick to the cake. Now you can keep it down on the table and do it, but this is for you, the viewers. I'm holding at my left hand and doing it with my right hand. I'm doing a juggling act. There, it's done. Now we can put some sprinkles. Now I've spread the pineapple sprinkles on the side. Now you can put the sprinkles on top if you want to. If you don't want to, leave it. It's all up to you. I'm just going to put a little bit just for the festivity of Christmas. Looks like snowflakes. I finished decorating the gingerbread cake. This is looking spectacular, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. It's really beautiful cake, and it's also very yummy. The best thing about it is that it keeps on, the taste becomes better and better as the days go by. That is, if the cake lasts that long.